Alright, so for my next video, I'm going to be explaining how a for loop works in Java, explaining the different parts of it, and how we can make one and test one to make sure that it works as intended. Alright, so I'm back in our Visual Studio's Java file that we were in the previous video, but let's say that this line here that we printed, this is our new file. Let's say that we wanted to print this 8 times. Now, what we could do is literally just continue to print this as many times as we want, but that's not as fun as using a for loop. Plus, if let's say we wanted to do it 100 times, it would probably be a lot faster to just make a for loop. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to comment out this, and we'll make our for loop here. So to begin, you're going to type for, and then I can click tab here. But after we made the for, we're going to start with the first part of the for loop. So the first part of the for loop is the initialization statement. So we're going to create an, in this case, I'll just make an integer. So we're going to initialize an int that we'll call I, and we'll have it equal to 1 at the beginning. And then we'll put a semicolon to start the next part of the for loop, which is the condition. So it's a conditional statement. So this conditional statement, it'll keep running the for loop. The for loop will continue to execute until the conditional is no longer true. So we'll say I is, let's say we want to print out, this is our new file, 10 different times. So we're going to say it'll keep printing until it is less than or equal to 10. So, and then we'll say each time that the actual body of the loop is executed, we're going to want to update I by 1. So we'll type I++. So now each time the loop runs, I will increase by 1. Okay, so again, just to kind of reiterate, we initialize I by setting it equal to 1. Then our condition is that the loop will keep running as long as I is less than or equal to 10, so it'll run 10 times. And then we're going to increase I by 1 every time that the statement executes. So we can go ahead and print this is our new file, and then just to kind of show that this is happening 10 different times because of the loop, I will say this is iteration number, and then we'll add I here, so that way we can tell. All right, so I'm going to reopen up our PowerShell window. We're going to recompile this. All right. Look at that. So it printed our statement 10 times, and then since we also had it print the number I, or the number that we set equal to I, we can see each iteration, so iteration 1 through 10. So that's how for loop works. It is really good for just reducing the amount of redundant code that you have in your program. And ideally, you would want to use a for loop if you know the amount of times that you want your code to iterate through. If you don't know how many times you want your code to just loop through the body, something like a while loop would be better. But a for loop can be very, very useful. Thank you for watching.